Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair and members, for the opportunity to present SB 1032, the Staffing Agency Fair Employment or SAFE Act. SB 1032 will create a clear, common-sense regulatory framework for temporary staffing agencies, similar to what already exists for contractors and other high-risk industries. California has the largest temporary staffing market in the nation, with staffing firms generating over $41 billion in annual revenue and employing millions of workers over the course of a year. Despite this scale, California lacks a dedicated licensing and regulatory framework for temporary staffing agencies, allowing gaps in oversight that can put workers, honest businesses, and taxpayers at risk. This fragmented labor enforcement system leaves workers and families exposed. This bill addresses this issue by establishing a clear oversight, real accountability, and required registration so staffing agencies are complying with the law before harm can occur. The SAFE Act would align temporary staffing agencies with the existing regulatory approach in other industries to protect workers and promote compliance. I would like to thank the Chair and committee staff for their suggestions. As requested, I am committed to specifically work on defining staffing agency and to make it clear that the intent is to prohibit a business from using the services of a staffing agency that is without a registration, instead of requiring them to verify that they are registered. Here to testify in support are Alberto Torrico on behalf of UFCW Western States Council and Jennifer Snyder of Council for POWER, the Partnership Organization for Workplace Ethics and Reform.
Thank you. May I proceed, Madam Chair?
Please do. You have 2 minutes.
Thank you. Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the committee. I want to also echo our gratitude to you and the committee staff on working out some provisions of the bill. I want to thank the author, Senator Reyes, who's always been a tremendous partner for United Food and Commercial Workers, who I represent. UFCW, as many of you know, on the Western States Council represents about 175,000 workers across a broad range of industries, grocery stores, of course, cannabis operators, pharmacies, food processors, and even a number of farm workers. We support the bill and we sponsor the bill proudly because there is a growing, maybe not a growing, but there are, as mentioned in the opening statement, a number of staffing agencies, and unfortunately, there are staffing agencies that operate illicitly. They don't provide workers' compensation, they don't pay even minimum wage, and this undercuts the marketplace. So some of our employers, although they're unionized, do use staffing agencies for ancillary services that results in undercutting the marketplace for our unionized members. The non-union operators and these illicit operators create that situation and circumstance. We have been trying to enforce the law, and we found extreme difficulties in doing that. So we thought that this approach is a different, we think, better approach. First of all, it's a front-end approach, which requires licensing, similar to other industries. The statute before you is modeled after licensing schemes for janitorial companies, for large farms, garment workers. These industries have in common the folks we're trying to represent, which is these workers are subject to abuses because they're lower wage workers and lower levels of education. So we think the model makes sense. One of the things that we're working on, we continue to work on with other interested parties, is the definition, which we're committed to resolving that. The final thing that I'll say is that there is, I have heard from the opposition the concern about the private right of action. The private right of action in this bill.
Your time is now
15 more seconds.
close.
The private right of action is based on AB 1171.
2 more seconds.
1171.
You're 15 over already.
Assemblyman Rubio's 2023. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Madam Chair and members of the committee. I come to you from a point of view of enforcement and compliance. I am a retired prosecutor who proudly served more than 33 years for the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office, during which I spent more than 20 years reviewing, investigating, and prosecuting, as a manager and as a trial attorney, fraud and integrity crimes. The kinds of conduct that we see in staffing are not new. In 2014 and 15, my office received complaints about fraud occurring in the staffing world that related to workers' comp, EDD, and other frauds. So in my view, it's the same scheme with a slightly different name. What was the underground economy is now the shadow. As somebody who has led investigations thousands of times, I can tell you that the biggest block in any investigation is not identifying a business, but identifying the individuals that are that business. The individuals who operate behind the anonymity of their companies and who change entity names in order to shield them from being detected. We all know that enforcement is costly, time-consuming, and sometimes ineffective, especially when what we're looking at is something that can morph through masking and cloning and other means of avoiding detection. This bill accomplishes something that is absolutely essential to being preventive and being proactive in preventing fraud, and that is identifying. Knowing who the people are behind the businesses is essential. Knowing whether the business is built on solid financial footing is important. Establishing baseline requirements before somebody can enter into staffing, which is by itself a layered model of employment, is absolutely critical to ensuring that workers are protected, that competing businesses can play on an even playing field, and that the public is protected. This is greater than just workers' compensation fraud. This fraud is absolutely corrosive to the business environment.
You're about 8 seconds over. Can you close, please?
Yes. Because state agencies are already overburdened, it's critical that we find a way to stop this on the front end. And this is the reason why the legislation that is being presented accomplishes preventive measures that do not exist.
Thank you. Do we have support Me Too's? Please come to the mic and state your name and affiliation. Do we have any opposition witnesses who want to speak? Please come and step forward. Is that a meet? Oh, okay. Okay, we got it. Okay. Well, they're just rushing to the table. Okay. Opposition witnesses, you have 2 minutes each.
Thank you. Good morning, Madam Chair and Chair members. I'm Lisa Lakety. I am the CEO of Star Staffing. We have been in business for 28 years. We are a woman-owned business in Northern California. We serve all of Northern California and employ about 2,000 human workers in Northern California, ranging from entry-level production roles through executive roles. We predominantly service the food and beverage manufacturing industry, but also many more. I'm also here serving as the chair of the Government Affairs Committee for the California Staffing Professionals. The California Staffing Professionals is a chapter of the American Staffing Association. We pride ourselves on operating under the highest standards of ethics, integrity, competence, and professionalism. With me are just a few members, also owner-operators of women-owned staffing agencies. Staffing firms are required to follow all business laws, from filing statements of information, articles of incorporation, paying taxes, following unemployment laws, and very strong and detailed labor laws. We also have some specific responsibility under rules and laws specific to the staffing industry, such as the OSHA Temporary Worker Initiative and initiatives such as the Joint Employment Standard. Today, with my fellow staffing agency owners and the California Staffing Professionals, we are here in opposition of SB 1032. Our biggest concerns about the bill as currently written is that it creates vague, new, and unnecessary requirements rather than enforcing current laws to address the problem. An example of this is Section 2203, which states any open litigation, liens, fines, taxes past due, and any disclosure of current or past violations of this code. We are a litigious state. Unfortunately, a large portion of employers are dealing with litigation. One specific example is workers' comp litigation. Many claims are litigated. It does not mean that the employee is being taken care of or not taken care of. It simply is common practice for workers' comp. So the vagueness of certain amendments are far too broad. Overall, this bill is too vague and too ambiguous. The labor commissioner would be given too much discretion and could give rise to discrimination. It is expressed in the author's initial write-up that workers' comp fraud is a main issue to address. However, most of this bill is addressing other topics such as
Thank you.
owner background checks.
Your time is up. Thank you. Next witness, 2 minutes.
Okay. Good morning, Chair Smallwood Cuevas and members of the committee and Senator Reyes. My name is Joanne Sanders. I am the founder and president of Bolt Staffing Service. We are a California certified small and minority owned business. We have been working as a family owned business here in the state of California for 31 years. I am here to ask you to hold this bill and work with us to rewrite the bill to get it right. We too share your concerns about fraud and abuse. I am here with several other small female minority-owned staffing company owners, none of whom would have been able to start our own businesses if this law were in place. We're not talking about the big guys, we're talking about the ones who are starting staffing companies like mine. Many of us are human resources professionals who went out and took a risk. We were recruiters. We took a risk to start our own businesses. And had this law been in place, we wouldn't have been able to do it. Just alone, the language around line item 26, the commissioner, after review of application, is satisfied to the character, competency, and responsibility of the staffing agency. That language alone is like, what is that? It's antiquated language that if I were starting my business 31 years ago would have been daunting. I would have wondered, do I have the character? Do I have the responsibility? I probably wouldn't have even taken the chance to start my business knowing that there was language like that was going to be judging me. It's really hard to start a business. We want it to be fair. We want all the employees to be free, not have bad actors, but we're not the ones that are doing that. We want you to work with us to make sure that we don't stop the startup business, especially by small minority females like us who have started businesses in the staffing industry. And then the progression is that the big guys come in and squeeze us out with legislation like this. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any opposition Me Too's? Please come to the mic, state your name and affiliation.
Madam Chair, Gary Cooper, today representing the National Association of Locum Tenens Organizations. For those of you who don't know, locum tenens are the temporary staffing companies that deal with healthcare, specifically doctors. We have been working with Senator Reyes to try to get the healthcare dynamics into this bill, and she's committed to do that. So today we're going to suggest oppose unless amended, which she has suggested that she would do. Thank you very much.
Yeah, this is just a Me Too, so please, it's just your name and affiliation and position. The witnesses have completed their testimony.
Of course. Sylvia Jones, I am the president and CEO of Synapse Technology, and I oppose this bill.
Andrea Brunholtz, president and CEO of ATR International. We're a Latina family-owned staffing firm specializing in IT and engineering serving Silicon Valley.
Good morning, everyone. Liliana Bernal, the CEO and founder of Balanced Diversity, supporting the Sacramento Placer County area, also in opposition of this bill. Thank you.
Molly Mallow with Edelstein Gilbert Robson & Smith. We represent the American Staffing Association and the California Staffing Professionals, and we're opposed. Thank you.
Good morning. Andrea Lynch on behalf of the California Chamber of Commerce in respectful opposition. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We will now move to members. Dias, any members care to speak on this item?
Just a question,
Sure.
kind of the author. If you have met with any of the opposition with regards to some of the concerns that have been raised today.
I have not personally met, but my staff has, and we will continue to work with them. I will tell you that in my community we have some great staffing agencies. But as a workers' comp attorney for 30 years, I can assure you that there are many staffing agencies that are not great, who do not take care of their employees. I want to continue to work with those, and I think that we're on the same page. We want to protect those staffing agencies that are doing good. As the first witness said, that they hire 2,000 human workers as opposed to AI. And AI is a big problem we're having now. And they're hiring the human workers and making sure that they get those jobs. That's important. And just as it is important for those staffing agencies, as I said, that are in my district, that are good workers, good employers. But we have to have a way to register to be able, so that that registration then provides the opportunity to show someone who is hiring from the staffing agency that they are registered with the state of California.
Great, thank you. And I just want to let the witnesses know that I've known this young lady, author of the bill, for many years. She's truly very sincere, just as you are today. So I urge you all to sit as many times as you can with her and her staff to figure out some of these issues. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Rosso. Okay, I think, we have a motion for this bill?
I'll move it.
Okay, so Senator Cortese will move, so you may close, Senator.
I think this is such an important bill. I think that this is one area where you have some great actors. As I said, I have some great actors in my community, and we're meeting others that are here in the state of California. But we do have some bad actors, and I think if we level the playing field, we say everybody has to be registered, then when you hire from a staffing agency, then you know that that staffing agency is registered, and you get to hire, and you know who you're working with. So with that, I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, and we have a motion from Senator DeRosso. Please call the roll. Oh, Senator Cortese. Sorry, Senator Cortese, please call the roll.
The motion is due pass to the Senate Committee on Judiciary. Senator Smallwood-Cuevas.
Aye.
Smallwood-Cuevas, aye. Senator Strickland.
No.
Strickland, no. Senator Cortese.
Aye.
Cortese, aye. Senator Durazo. Durazo, aye. Senator Laird.
Okay, with a vote of 3-1, that bill is out. Thank you.